sunny Fayetteville. But I'm excited about this.
Yeah, you know, this is the first time that we've had a chance to take our investigation to a person instead of a place. And it's really interesting because, you know, Chris has been researched before by very legitimate scientists, NASA, CIA investigators, DIA investigators, FBI investigators. He's probably the most credible person in the experiencer space to have ever been studied.
The thing that also is interesting about Chris is he is clearly not someone who is in this for the publicity, right? This has been going on for him since 2007, 16 years. He is very private about this, and so this is a unique opportunity for us. It's almost like we're really, I think, the first camera crew that he's spoken to in years and years.
All right, man.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. There's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Paul.
Paul. My
So
pleasure.
excited to meet you.
Yeah, same here.
Andy, it's great to meet you,
Good to
Chris.
meet you. I'm honored.
Can you describe what types of phenomenon it is that you're experiencing and what types you see the most often?
90% of it is light, balls of fire. What I call orbs. I basically reported these 40-foot balls of fire.
40 foot.
40 foot around, yeah.
Wow. That's massive.
That was on this very river in 2007. They came out of the sky, and when I came home, the phenomena came into the house.
Were you still seeing it on a daily basis and trying to just come to terms with what was happening?
Yeah. It's been a 16-year journey of experiencing this, and it's only been uplifting to me, even though it set my life upside down for the first 5 years, and our whole family. And I got rejected from everybody in the community, so it kind of isolated my family. Everyone began to make fun of my kids. People would pick on them in school and church and all around town, which actually pulled us together closer. They've never wavered. I've never wavered from that point. Whatever you see, reserve judgment and humble yourself. It's a very good chance that it can do something so dramatic that you'll know without a doubt.
The team has called in neuroscientist Dr. James Thompson to help monitor Chris's brainwaves and look for scientific evidence of a correlation when the orbs appear.
Hello, sir. How are
Paul,
you?
good to meet you.
Farouk, nice to see you.
Farouk, thanks for being here. Thanks for
pleasure.
helping us out
Absolutely.
with this.
So this is an electroencephalogram head cap, able to measure electrical activity in the brain. So as messages and neurons are firing in the brain, we get all that information in real time, and we'll be able to see changes that occur in the brainwave patterns. So hearing, we'll start to see temporal lobes. Visual will be in the back of the head. So we'll start looking at what areas of the brain are lighting up, whether they're active or even shut down.
Right. So the bottom line here for all this, Chris, is just do your thing.
Okay.
That's it.
An electroencephalogram, or EEG, uses electrodes on the scalp to detect and record the location, frequency, and strength of electrical signals sent to different areas of the brain. This will give Andy and Paul a real-time analysis during Chris's potential interaction with the phenomenon.
Would you like to sit down so we can place this on you?
Right here or there, tell me.
How about right there?
Okay.
When these things first started, we were using pastes and glue, and you'd have to clear areas of the hair and
Wow.
get inside, and they would be stuck on the head.
Wow.
With new technologies, new amplifiers, these dry sensors can pick up high-resolution activity deep within, through the skull.
I mean, that's a huge advantage for us in kind of understanding what Chris is experiencing through data instead of just through personal observation.
And what we'll be able to look at is how he's processing.
Right.
Right, so we don't know what he's thinking, but we know how he's thinking. The muscles are all regulated through electrical flow as well. So I've asked Chris to try and reduce any muscle tension through his forehead and his jaw and things as we do the recording.
Right.
So if you can see the signal now, this is live. We have 19 points that we're recording from on the scalp. We can actually correlate the points and start to look at deeper structures to see where the energy is being sourced. There, now he's starting to relax the musculature.
Wow, you can really see it. Look at that.
There's energy flowing throughout all regions of the brain. The brain is communicating within itself and within different regions, but different regions are doing what we would expect them to be doing, where he's calm, relaxed, not overthinking.
So by all means, what we're seeing right now is a very normal brain.
Very normal brain. So Chris, if you could give an indicator as we do the recording, maybe a hand up or something,
Okay.
without disrupting the signal in your scalp, that'll give us cleaner signals.
I will do my best.
Yes.
Just give us a couple of beats and we'll track wherever you're pointing.
So we'll keep recording. We can have Chris move out and start to observe some orbs and interact.
Great.
Okay.
I'll stay here. I'll start working with this.
You're comfortable? We're gonna leave you alone for a little bit. We'll follow your hand signals.
Okay.
All right? Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Now that Chris's baseline readings have been established, the team places him out of earshot and eyeshot of the EEG evaluation area.
So he's doing a good job for us now, staying still. And you can see the frontal lobes are actually not too active right now. His eyes are open. His visual cortex is alert. He's probably...
He's scanning.
Yeah, he's scanning it. What I'm saying there is that he's very relaxed and he's not overthinking.
Which is exactly what we need.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay.
He sees one. Just had a sighting. We just had a sighting.
He's pointing.
Bunch of movement there. All right, there we go. He's very engaged with his visual cortex.
Yep.
Interesting, the left hemisphere and right hemisphere are differently active. The right hemisphere is a little more engaged.
It sounded like in your voice that sounded unusual.
That's right. So the frontal lobes are these higher cognitive functions, but they're also responsible for emotion. So when we see changes in there, he might be having an emotional connection to what he's, or a feeling here that he's then processing.
He often talks about having a relationship with the entity, with the phenomenon around him. And this is demonstrating that that's not a story, that
No.
he very really feels an emotional connection.
That's in his left frontal region, an idling state in the left frontal lobe.
You said that's an idling state,
Yeah,
but in this moment, he's actually calling. He's requesting, right?
he's requesting.
It's almost like he goes into a meditative state
That's what
to
I'm-
request.
That's what I'm thinking. He kind of shuts it down.
That's interesting. Where normally, if you were to request something, you would see more activity in the communication center of the brain.
You've heard of athletes going into the flow state?
Right.
I would equate it to that.
What's fascinating about watching Chris's EEG is as he makes these requests, his brain actually calms down, which implies that there is something going on there that is unusual, because you would expect, as he makes an effort to do this, to see increased activity. It's actually the opposite for Chris. And so we're all trying to figure out what is really happening there. What does this mean?
He's searching.
Okay. Just as you said it, got all that effort.
Really intense effort there right now. He's pointing now. So maybe he's focusing on one. That would make sense.
He has one. He's got one in the tree line. When we started seeing that intense effort, he spotted an orb in the tree line.
Well, that certainly matches up because everything spiked.
And it appears that when we see him actually having the experience, these temporal lobes and the different regions that process language and generate language, when he's not actually speaking, what we saw is those regions starting to be active.
So essentially, he's
What are
listening.
those regions in the
he's
temporal
listening
lobes?
to something.
Right.
That's really interesting.
Seems that he is receiving and interpreting verbal communications, and then would be looking to generate speech.
All of that is indicative of a genuine relationship with a phenomenon that presents itself to him.
Yeah.